So,
Good afternoon, ma'am.
good
How are you?
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you, Ma'am Then?
We are fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm just so quite well.
Okay. So,
Okay, Ma'am Diana, I'm really need your help to sharing with me about German government system, like politics, policies, and cultural education or scholarship.
mhm,
So, me and with my friends, we will give you several questions
mhm.
like government system, political parties, the different culture Indonesia with German, and
Okay,
any. So
good.
uh, I
So
will
I think the
introduce.
task for you is to have an interview. So I think you have to ask a lot of questions, right?
Yeah, maybe.
We will give you short answers, and if you want to know more, then you have to ask.
Maybe my friend will my friend that give you several questions and I just be a host. And now I will introduce you with my friend. Okay, my friend, this is my Indiana. Indiana is my supervisor in PND. PND is project masa depan, and she is a member of BWA sponsorship. BWA is British Women Association.
Yes.
Di Indonesia itu kayak pejuang perempuan gitu BWA for a woman British, right, ma'am?
Yes, correct. Even though I'm not British, but you can still be a member of the organization.
Oh, you're right. Great. Okay, my friend will give you several questions. So,
Mhm.
my friend, please give Ma'am Diana a question. For the first, maybe for the first, you can tell me about the government system in Germany, please.
What would you like to know? Do you have a specific question?
Maybe like general system in Germany.
Okay. Ach so.
Okay. So, like Indonesia, we are a democracy in Germany, right?
Yes.
We are a federal parliamentary republic. That means we are also split in regions with regional governments. But we have, of course, a parliament which consists of Bundestag and Bundesrat. What is Bundestag in English? I need to check that.
It's something like a parliament also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe for general that is
the federal parliament is the Bundestag, yeah. Which is.
I think that we keep it
Yeah.
short. That's fine.
Okay.
You can ask more questions if you want to know more. So that is our basic system.
Sina nanti teman-teman.
So like Indonesia, as we said, also a democracy.
And then?
But in Germany we have let me say head of state and head of parliament. So the chancellor is the head of the parliament, responsible for all the political decisions, and the head of state is the representative, the country representative.
Oh, so what government system is in Germany?
Sorry again?
The different systems.
It's a little bit different, yes.
It's a little bit different. You have a president here, right?
Uh-huh.
Mr. Jokowi is the president.
Yeah.
And we have a president and the head of parliament, both.
Oh,
So the president is representing Germany, and he's doing a lot of, he's also involved in politics, but not as much, and with that responsibility like the chancellor, the head of parliament.
And the
oh.
chancellor is the one that most of you probably already heard of. This is Mrs. Merkel, Angela Merkel. You might have heard of her already.
Oh, yeah.
So she's actually more well known, and people might think of her as a president, kind of. She has, the title is different. It's called a chancellor.
Yeah. And the president should be politically neutral, so not in favor of any party in the parliament, but the chancellor, of course, belongs to one political party. Difficult.
It's a bit difficult, yeah.
So how about the party politics? Politic party.
Sorry, again?
And about politics party?
Political parties. Yes, we have several political parties.
There's actually quite a lot of political parties, but the
The
most popular two big ones is
I also have to check the English because I only know the
German names.
The German name. So it's the CDU, they call it. It's the Christian Democratic Union.
That is a very big one. CDU.
And the SPD, it's the Social Democratic Party.
Can you repeat it?
Then is the president proposed by the party?
Sorry?
The president of the proposed is by the party.
This I need to check. I think he's elected by Bundestag and Bundesrat, and he is proposed by a party, nevertheless being independent.
That means president can be the independent ones, right?
Yeah, but he belongs, of course, to a political party before, or he belongs to a political party, but he has to be politically independent.
Neutral. But again, I think Mrs. Merkel is the one who actually has more power, and she's not the president, she's the chancellor. So she's the one who is much more involved with the politics, but she has a different title. For us, the president isn't the one that everybody looks up to. It's the chancellor, and that is Mrs. Merkel. And she's proposed by, so the chancellor is proposed by the parties and then elected
by the people
of the country. The president, as we said, is more a representative. He's not that involved in the politics. It's a bit confusing.
Okay.
Have you heard of Mrs. Merkel? Have you heard of Angela Merkel?
Sorry, ma'am?
Have you ever heard of Angela Merkel, our chancellor?
No.
No, haven't.
Well, she's quite popular because she's a strong female leader, and you know, she's already in charge quite a while.
And that's Indonesia we have DPR, like apa ya? Executive, Judicative, or anything that is German is there.
Oh, sorry, your connection is always a little bit weak, so it's hard to understand. You have to repeat slowly. It's because of the connection.
Wait.
Or the microphone.
Megan asked about the trias politica. Is there in German any system like trias politica, like judicative, executive, and also that.
Legislative, yes, we have the same.
We have the same, yeah. Then do you have some more?
Yeah, no.
Yes.
The executive, the legislative, and the judicative or judicative.
Okay, ma'am. We are so curious about scholarship in German.
Scholarships in Germany.
Yeah.
That is a hard one. I have to admit, I don't know that much about the scholarships in Germany.
Scholarship?
Als Student mit einem Scholarship, also mit einem, wie heißt das?
Stipendium?
Stipendium.
Ah, okay.
So in general, universities in Germany are quite cheap. That's why I think they are very popular. But for scholarship, I have to admit, I don't have any information. I would have to look up because how to get it, yes. Or how is it available? Because even in Germany for German students, I think there's not much scholarship available.
No.
Because our universities, none of my friends ever received any scholarship because our universities are quite cheap compared. So you have a semester fee, but it's not that high, and that's why German universities are, compared quite popular. Of course, the cost of living, that is always a separate question for rent and food.
Something like for the
For the what?
central government.
The central government.
Yeah. How about in German?
What is the question?
It's like wait. Indonesia have it's like the system of Indonesia. There is a central government and what is that?
Like local governments.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, Germany also has a central government kind of, which is the Bundestag, like the parliament.
Yeah.
Right. And then we have the Bundesrat, which is the representatives of the different states. So Germany has also different states, different areas with local governments.
And they are basically independent.
They have a lot of independence for schooling systems or even for some parts of the law.
Yeah.
But of course, there's an overall law that is working for all. But certain things are regulated by the local governments then in the different states, which are called Bundesländer in Germany. Bundesländer. Bundesländer. Yes.
Bundesländer.
So we, for example, are from Rheinland-Pfalz, which is quite south. A very complicated name. Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to what you have here, no? You have Tangerang, you have Bogor, you have whatever regions, and the similar one we have in Germany. So we have 16
states.
What?
So I think 16 states.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, I have any question. Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever watched election in German? If
what?
so,
yeah.
Have you ever watched election in German? If so, what is the electoral system like in German? During his travel, were there any system change that occurred in the electoral process in German, and why was that?
in the past years, I think there was no changes to the way we voted. So if you're above 18 and a German citizen, then you have voting rights. And then there's different elections for, probably same like here, for the local government or for the central government.
Similar, you have now also on the 9th of December, you have regional elections. The same we have in Germany for our regional governments, and then you have central elections. So basically,
and that hasn't changed over the past years.
Changed.
No.
In the past decades.
So people can go to the voting ballots also, or you can vote also with a letter if you're not in Germany, or you're traveling or something. And then those votes are counted. And as I said, you just have to be above 18 and a citizen of Germany.
Yep.
So, ma'am, well, as for the I want to ask is, do you think that during the election it really reflects the democratic value in it? I mean, no rioting, cheating, and else.
No what?
No what?
No rioting, cheating, and else.
No. I trust the German system very much.
Very safe in
it's
Germany.
It's very safe. You will get you also get an invitation to vote that you need, and you need, so it's a very safe system. I don't think that there's any interfering or any, chance of cheating or anything.
Low.
Yeah.
Oh, that means election. Oh yeah, that means election in Germany run smoothly and peacefully. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Did
very
you say-
unexcited compared to, when you compare it also to the US election, for example, it is very unexcited. It's not as chaotic or not as dramatic. We do not have, demonstrations or rallies or something like that. There's also not so much of traveling in the country and, creating this excitement. It's very fact-oriented compared, I would say. So the parties, they give their programs, they tell you what is important to them. You have to then also take the time to inform yourself a little bit. But it's a little bit more fact-based, I would say. And then people make up their mind. And of course, some people also, they vote the same party for many years. And they will not change their mind. It doesn't matter what their program is. But usually people, will then see whatever is closest to their own opinion and what is important to them, and then choose this party or this person.
Maybe Maria?
Okay, thank you.
Yang lainnya pada mau nanya apa?
Okay, is my voice clear?
Yes, very.
Right. Okay, ma'am. I would like to ask about cultures in Germany. What culture stands out the most in Germany? I mean, like famous or something that really amazing cultures in Germany. Thank you.
Something that is very outstanding for German culture. Well, I think Germans love sausages, for example. Food is always something that is very important, right? So also Germans love their food, but there's quite a wide variety from the south to the north also, same like in Indonesia. We do love breads, we do love sausages. Culture. Yeah, culture is a big, a big topic.
It's a big topic.
Then I think in the workspace, the German.
we are very, let me say, planning oriented. We like to plan on the long view. Yeah, we are not like how to call that, impulsive, I would say. We are more like planning the things.
Very structured.
Very structured.
Steps.
This is also in the political system and in the political programs. They are very structured. They are very clear, like Diana said, very fact-based, less emotional in this scenario. So this is, of course, we are very technology driven also in the past. Now it might look a bit different, but still.
Yeah, Germany is famous or popular for quite a few nice car brands also, which is Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, Audi, all really nice cars.
Yeah, technology companies like SAP, Siemens. I think you might know SAP from software systems.
Yes.
So technology driven,
yes.
fact-based, planning is a key.
Being on time is very important to
disciplined, us. Very disciplined. We have a culture which is very much focused on, yes, time, keeping schedules.
Yeah. And
and Germany is so very, very different.
Very what?
Very different discipline in Indonesia and with Germany, so very different.
Yes, it's quite different. I think sometimes people also say Germans don't have that much humor. They're not funny, but I think that is not true. I think Mega also knows that I can be a little bit funny sometimes. But you know, we are more structured, I think, and you know, it's very result and but yeah. Also, I think what is very important to Germans is that people are valued to have their own opinion, to have the freedom of speech, so that almost everybody can, you know, you can, unless you're really insulting someone else, you can always say what you think.
One of the highest goods.
That is very important to Germans, to have that freedom. I think also because of our history. You know, there was a bit of a dark shadow in the German history.
So what the difference in education in Indonesia and Germany?
The difference?
Yeah, the different education.
Education?
Yeah.
For education. Okay. So in Germany, first of all schools are free. So you don't have to. Of course, there is also some private schools, but nobody I know goes to a private school, or nobody sends their kids to private schools, because the German system is quite good and reliable and fair, I think. So we have elementary school. It starts with kindergarten, but that's not really school in Germany. So that's up to 6 years. And then from first grade is with 6 years, you start to go to first grade.
And school is mandatory.
Ah, yes, you have to go to school. Mandatory.
It's not an option. Every child has to go to school.
Yes, if you are in Germany, there is no, otherwise really the police will come knock at your door and make sure that you go to school. So grade 1 to 4 is called elementary school. And after elementary school, so from 5th grade onwards, there's different schooling options, like different channels of school that you can go to. The minimum is 9 years of school. And the highest one is the Abitur, which is usually 13 years, but it depends on the states. Some states it's only 12 years. So after the Abitur, you can go straight to university and study. And as I said, up to year 12, the school is free. You have to maybe buy some books, of course, your study material, but there's no school uniform also in Germany. There's no school uniform.
Oh, wow.
For your student, we have to have Ausbildung text, right? Tests,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, we have that too. So in a German school, usually you have a variety of different subjects, like in Indonesia. So there's main subjects like German, math, English, and then you have to take a certain number of tests per year. So each school year starts in the summer. And then I think for each of these main subjects, you have to take 2 tests per half year, so 4 in total. So the tests aren't as big or as scary, I think. They are, but they are constantly checking on your knowledge. So you can't have a half year of, which I like, because I think you can't have a half year of not studying. You have to constantly study a little bit, because otherwise you will fail the test. So I like that system. It's only towards the end, when you have the Abitur, then you have these really, really big exams where you have to study a lot, and they have a lot of pressure then.
I think here in Indonesia you have year-end exams, right? In school?
Yeah.
You have year-end, and this is every year, right? And this, so this we don't have. This we don't have in Germany. So we have, like she said, no year-end exam. We have continuous exam throughout the year.
So my daughter, for example, she's 14. She has next week, I think she has two tests. One is in French and the other one is, I think, German.
Yeah.
So, and then next week, maybe there's nothing. And the week after, then maybe she has music and math. So it's continuously, there's always something to study for.
Oh,
Which I think is, it has plus and minus. It's less stress, and you have to continuously keep working. Where in the other system, it's easily happening, I think, that you are a little bit later. And then you have, this big exam and so much pressure. So I personally prefer our system. But, it's also the system I grew up with. So, of course, maybe this is the one that I favor.
The only exam what we have is then end of school for the Abitur.
Yeah.
This is then the biggest exam, which makes you then ready for university.
Yeah.
Or which allows you then to go to university.
But if you leave school after 9 years or 10 years, then you never had this big test.
I have so many questions, but I know the time is up.
Yeah, I have a call with my siblings also, but we can do 10 minutes more, maybe that's okay. I had scheduled it for later, but they asked me to talk earlier. So if you have a few more questions, that's okay.
Ma'am, I want to go to the Germany, but may I take a internship to go there and live some time or for several time, and then I back to my country again?
It is possible. I'm not sure exactly what the requirements are, but I know that there are actually quite a few students from Indonesia that go to Germany to study there for either the whole studies or just maybe for 1 or 2 semesters. So it is possible. But I'm not sure how to best start that. But again, Mega, you can maybe help with asking some alumni or I have some friends also in Indonesia who have studied in Germany. So if you really want to know more about that, then maybe we can have a session with them. Because I don't, I was already living in Germany, so when I went to university, I didn't have to, I just did it in Germany, so I don't know. And we didn't have any exchange students in our group. But we can find out more if you like to know. I definitely think it's always a good experience to have some time outside of your home country, like we are doing it now. It's good for our daughter, it's good for us, because it's always good to open your mind, to experience a different culture. You learn so much from it.
Yeah, I really
Oh, thank you. Does anyone else have another question?
Yang belum nanya. Hana, Hari, do you want to give my man question, maybe?
Udah, Mik, udah.
Sina, did you want to give us something to ma'am?
No, I think it's enough. Sorry, we will take your time slot.
No, it's okay. And again, if you have a few students that are interested in learning more about how to go to Germany to study there, then we can surely in Die Brücke, in our organization, find 2-3 people who will be able to answer some questions about that.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Really excited.
Yes.
Actually, Nandiana, in 6 p.m. in here, we will do the interview with Kak Chandra. Do you know Kak Chandra?
Sandra?
Chandra.
No, I don't think.
She's joined with MD birthday last year.
Okay.
And 6 p.m. in here, we will do interview like this with Kak Chandra, and we will ask a lot about scholarship maybe with him. So I'm sorry because I'm take a lot of your time today.
No, it's okay. Also, the technique didn't work. It's all good. No problem at all. It was nice for us too. We are very happy to be in Indonesia, and it's a big experience for us too. And I think people are very welcoming and friendly, and we really enjoy being here. Very grateful for this experience.
Yes, I
Thank you,
will
ma'am.
try German maybe. To get a scholarship in Germany.
Yeah, maybe.
Like Chandra and all of our alumni CMD.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Diana, for coming with join in this interview, and thank you so much for Diana and Diana's husband. Thank you so much for a lot of.
Yes, very welcome.
I'm so really thankful. Thank you for helping me.
No worries.
So, thank you so much. Bye,
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Miss. Bye. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah.
Yang nanya tentang scholarship, tentang beasiswa, ini pakai bahasa Indonesia.
Oke, siap.
Ya, so, dia itu